again. Talking about hexagram 12, standstill, pi, also known as, again, pi. It's a fascinating concept that we're exploring today as part of the Future series by James Bird. This hexagram symbolizes a period of stagnation or obstruction. The progress seems halted. This imagery, should I say the imagery it presents, is quite vivid. Heaven and earth represented by the upper and lower trigrams do not unite. This separation leads to a standstill. In this time of standstill, the great departs and the small approaches. It's a period that calls for introspection and inner strength. Remember, while stagnation might feel discouraging, it also offers an opportunity for growth within. It's about finding balance and resilience amongst, should I say, amidst the lack of external movement. The oracle, hexagram 12 represents standstill, stagnation, or obstruction. Heaven and earth do not at this time unite, causing somewhat obstruction. The great departs, the small approaches. This is a time of withdrawal and inner strength. Hexagram 12, also known as standstill or stagnation, is a fascinating concept that represents a period of obstruction and quiet reflection. In this hexagram, we see a symbolic portrayal where heaven and earth fail to unite. This imagery, should I say, this image signifies that the natural harmony is disrupted, leading to a standstill in progress. These the great departs, the small approaches, further emphasizes this idea of withdrawal and shift and a focus towards smaller, less significant matters. Talking about Bright Monday again, it's the day after Easter. During such times, it's crucial to recognize the importance of inner strength. While external circumstances may seem stagnant or obstructive, it is an opportunity for personal growth and introspection. Headed to the beach. Remember, this is not a time to push forcefully for change. Instead, it's a period to embrace patience and, and develop resilience. Develop chi dong, that is. The structure. With the structure, we see the upper trigram, chi, heaven, creative and strong and active principle. The lower trigram, we see Kyun, and the earth is receptive, passive, and yielding, somewhat accommodating principle. These forces move away from each other, causing stagnation. polarization. It's neutral. They move in opposite directions. Now then, in this slide, we're delving into the structure of hexagram 12, which is pivotal to understanding the concept of standstill. Let's break it down. First, we have the upper trigram I Ching representing Earth, or should I say heaven. Ching representing heaven. This symbolizes creativity, strength, activity. It's an assertive force constantly pushing forward. Contrastingly, the lower trigram, Kun, symbolizes Earth, pushing away from heaven at the moment. This is about receptivity, passivity, and yielding. Some word accommodating. Essentially, a more passive energy, like positive and negative charge. These two forces, heaven and earth, are moving away from each other, which results in stagnation. This disconnection is what creates the standstill, as proactive and passive forces do not align. They're just the polar opposite. This structure and balance is crucial to understand as it sets the stage for resulting conditions of stagnation and obstruction. Keep in mind that these are not permanent states, but rather opportunities for reflection and inner growth, as we'll explore in the next slide. Smile with it. The judgment. The focus on this slide is on the judgment of hexagram 12, which highlights the theme of standstill. I begin by explaining that during this period of standstill, progress is not easily achieved, and efforts to push forward can be somewhat counterproductive. And emphasize the key point that evil people do not further the perseverance of the superior man. This might suggest that negative influences or those with ill intentions cannot aid in meaningful progress and may instead hinder it. And I highlight the notion that the great departs the small approaches, implying a shift from expansive growth to a more constrained situation. Lastly, reinforce the advice to not try to force progress during this time. Encourage patience and acceptance of the current state. Allowing time to, should I say, allowing time for inner strength and reflection to guide future actions. Conclude by adding that this is a temporary phase and preparation is key for future opportunities. Preparation, laying down the groundwork. The image, heaven and earth do not unite. The image of standstill. Superior man somewhat falls back upon his inner worth that he has developed. Internal development. Chi. He does not seek honor or revenue. Laying low. Lay low. This is a period for inner development. As we stated yesterday, Easter. Key word is development. We look at the image of standstill, right Monday. See a powerful metaphor of heaven and earth. Two dynamic forces are not coming together. This imagery suggests period where external progress seems somewhat halted. It's a moment for the superior man, that's us, striving to be our best selves, to look inward, contemplation, or meditation, instead of seeking external validation through honor and revenue. This is a time to focus on cultivating our inner worth. It's an opportunity for personal growth and again development. Further emphasize personal growth and development, building resilience, internal resilience. Remember, stillness today sets the stage for movement of tomorrow. Practical meaning. Want to withdraw from conflict, focus on personal development, maintain integrity, accept temporary hardships, prepare for future opportunities. How then, when faced with difficult situations, it is essential to understand the practical meaning of those challenges and how to navigate them effectively. First, it is important to withdraw from conflict. This doesn't mean avoiding problems, but rather stepping back to assess the situation calmly, rationally. By doing so, you can focus on personal development, which is crucial during these times of standstill, stagnation. Next, maintaining integrity is key. Do not lose composure. Even when external forces seem to create chaos, holding onto your values and principles will guide you through hardships. Accepting temporary hardship is part of this process. It's okay to acknowledge these difficulties as they often lead to growth and new opportunities. Finally, prepare for future opportunities. This period of standstill is not permanent. Use this time to strengthen yourself and your skills. so you're ready to seize new opportunities once they arise. Remember, this is a moment for reflection, preparation, setting the foundation for future successes. Leadership in business, we're talking. Communication breakdown, misalignment in leadership. Need not, or should I say, do not expand. Strengthen internal systems. Reduce risk and prepare future opportunities. Again, in this slide, we're focusing on challenges and strategies during periods of leadership, business standstill. First, let's address the issue of communication breakdown and misalignment in leadership arena. During such times, clear and consistent communication is valid to realign goals and expectations for positive outcomes. Encourage open dialogue and transparency in your teams to rebuild trust and understanding, talking collaboration. Next, resist the urge to expand. Times of uncertainty or stagnation, expansion can lead to overextensions and increased risks, overreaching, or overthinking. Instead, concentrate on strengthening your internal systems. Evaluate your current processes. Identify areas for improvement. Optimize your resources to ensure efficiency and resilience. Finally, it's crucial to focus on risk reduction and preparation. Assess potential threats and vulnerabilities within your organization and develop strategies to mitigate them. By doing so, you create a solid foundation that prepares you for future growth opportunities when the environment becomes more favorable. Remember, these challenging times offer a unique chance to reinforce your core capabilities and emerge somewhat stronger, get better and better. Cycle principle, hexagram 11, peace phases into hexagram 12, is where we're at now, which moves to hexagram 13, fellowship. Moving to fellowship, the next phase. Standstill is temporary, hexagram 12. After stagnation, unity returns. Next phase. Let's explore the concept of the cycle principle through the lens of these I Ching hexagrams. First, we have hexagram 11, which signifies peace. This represents a harmonious period where progress flows smoothly. This is followed by hexagram 12, standstill. It symbolizes a temporary halt, stagnation, where it feels like forward movement is somewhat blocked. Finally, we transitioned into Hexagram 13, folks, talking fellowship. This marks a return to unity and collaboration after a period of standstill. We emphasize a positive shift, a slightly more upbeat tone here. Key takeaway here is that standstills are not permanent. They are just a part of the cycle, and they often precede renewed unity and progress, and fellowship. Final thought. Let's look at the final thought. When the world closes, strengthen itself. When the path is blocked, build character. When progress stops, prepare. Movement will return. Form of fellowship in the church. As we conclude, let's reflect on the key message we're exploring. When the world closes, strengthen the self. This is a reminder that even in challenging times, we have the opportunity to focus on personal growth, developing the chi within, that is, resilience. Do not let the outside control the inside. Be stable. When the path is blocked, build character. Obstructions are not just hindrances, they are opportunities to develop resilience and integrity. When progress stops, prepare. Use periods of stagnation as valuable moments to plan and strategize for the future. Remember this, movement will return after stagnation. Talking fellowship. These principles guide us to transform challenges into opportunities for personal and professional evolution. Let's embrace them as we move forward.